Hello, Marvel fans, comic geeks, and all the nerds in between. My name is Megan with Vigilante Vibes, and today I just ended the episode, the very first episode of the season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, and I want to talk about it because I have so many thoughts. First of all, that was a banger of an episode to start this season with. Like, 3 seconds in, we have the full black Daredevil costume. That is phenomenal and amazing, and he looked incredible. And the fight scenes were just fantastic. But more than that, in this episode, we got so many different characters really giving it their all. We got Karen, which a lot of you know I'm not a big fan of Karen, but Karen as a brunette was a look. So we have her. We have BB, who she knows Fisk killed her uncle, and now she knows why he died because trying to save Karen. So that adds a lot of impact to everything she's going to do. I'm very nervous they're going to kill her off because wouldn't it be so, I don't know. I feel like it would be very Marvel to kill BB off with her fighting the same fight that killed her uncle. I feel like that could happen. But I also think Karen might die too, just mainly because of how happy Matt Murdock is with her. But what I didn't expect was a Muse cameo. That's crazy. And yeah, it's in Heather Glenn's head. I get that. But I didn't expect it to happen. It was just, it was very welcomed, if I must say. But speaking of Heather Glenn, she's wildly different from in the season than she was in the first because of the PTSD she's going through from Muse, which is understandable. She's drinking now. She has somewhat of a temper. She is just on her shit. But if you guys don't know, in the comics, Heather Glenn actually offs herself. Like, trigger warning, Matt Murdock walks into her hanging. Like she's gone. She does it to herself. And I think that's what they're setting up here because she seems tormented by Muse. So that's where I think they're going to go. That's why I kind of don't think they're going to take out Karen because I don't think they're going to take out two loves from Matt. I really don't. But besides all that, we also got Matthew Lillard as Mr. Charles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Mr. Charles was in the comics. He was a Roxxon employee. I want to say that. If I'm wrong, please let me know. That would make sense because he is a complete mystery, but he is so compelling. He is diabolical, and I'm already obsessed with him, and I'm almost rooting for him because I feel like he puts Kingpin very much on edge, which isn't easy to do because it's Kingpin. So it's like, what does Kingpin know? And who does Kingpin think he thinks he works for? I want to know all of that. But yeah, in this episode, everyone thinks Matt Murdock is dead or missing, and Daredevil is very much alive. So Matt kind of lives in the shadows. It's very, very comic coded because there was a point where he was working in the shadows. Like people thought he was gone, missing, dead. And now him and Karen are hiding out. They're creating diabolical plans to take Kingpin down any way they can. And they actually do that when they take down the North Star ship, boat. I'm not a boat expert. But yeah, they take that down, which was the title name, by the way. I really like that. And they ruin that whole shipment. And Kingpin calls it a terroristic act, which is so dramatic. So, so very dramatic, but so very Wilson Fisk. So Daredevil is alive and well, and Fisk knows it. And that's terrifying for everyone involved. So what happens, Fisk, in his anti-vigilante campaign, he creates the AVTF, the Anti-Vigilante Task Force, and they go knocking on doors. They're kicking down, punching women, by the way. That was a lot. So Daredevil is out there fighting the good fight. When we get towards the end, they show up on Cherry's doorstep, and Cherry knows what's about to happen. He already has his hands behind his head. He knows what the deal is. So they go after Cherry, and then Daredevil interrupts them, and there is a big fight. All the while, Cherry is slowly dying from a heart attack, which I don't think he's dead. I feel like the next episode is going to start with them in a hospital, with him in a hospital at least. Matt Murdock's not showing up in a hospital. He's supposedly missing or dead. But while he is slowly dying, the task force is going after Daredevil and they finally get him. They almost shoot him and they take off his mask and they're like, oh my God, it's Matt Murdock. And then as soon as that happens, a knife comes in and takes them all out. And I'm here to tell you, I think that is bullseye because who else could do that? Also, the knife said, you're welcome. Isn't it so Daredevil comic coded for him to show up just randomly in a Daredevil story? Bullseye does just like pop in and out wherever in the comics. And he's not big on sharing attention. If many of you will remember, when Kingpin actually hired Elektra to do his bidding, he wanted in on that action. He did not want her to be the number one, the chosen child. So he went and offed Elektra. And it's starting to feel like he's starting to feel left out. So I think that was bullseye. I think he is back. And we know he's confirmed for the show. So, like, he's going to come back in some way. It's just wild to me that he did it in a way that saved Matt Murdock's life. That was unexpected, but I'm here for that unhinged stuff. So, but yeah, this episode was a great first episode. Like, I feel like a lot of the things people were complaining about in the first season, all of that was dismissed in this episode. We got the action, we got the suit, we got to see these characters thrive. We get to see a whole bunch of stuff that does fit the Netflix Daredevil show. The violence, the heightened emotions, the deepness of the story. There's so much going on, and I am so here for it. I know some people are going to say, oh, but Jessica Jones wasn't in this episode. We have 7 episodes, and I don't expect her to be in every episode. Next week is a 2-episode week, which is interesting, but it also airs the day before the new Daredevil #1 from Marvel Comics comes out from Stephanie Phillips. So I'm interested to see if there's something there or it's just a really great coincidence because I'm really excited for that comic because I love Stephanie Phillips. She's amazing. So yeah, this was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. So I know I'm forgetting a whole bunch of stuff. I just finished watching the episode, so I'm just like super excited, but I also need to go to bed because it's pretty late for me. So be sure to like and subscribe because I'm going to be reviewing every episode of Daredevil because many of you know Daredevil is one of my favorite characters of all time, and I have been waiting so impatiently for this season to come out. I have been waiting so impatiently for the new comic to come out, and many of you know that me and my good friend Matt from Hops Geeks News have a Daredevil podcast over at nerdinitiative.com where we talk about every comic event in Marvel Comics for Daredevil. Last week was Daredevil Yellow, and I'm not quite sure what this week is, and I just reminded myself that we need to figure that out. So be sure to like and subscribe and have a marvelous day.